Hey kids, this is Miss Mary again. It's good to see you. Hey, today we're going to be talking about a story that Jesus told. It's a parable and it's found in Luke chapter 15, verse 4 through 6. It's about the lost sheep. Okay, here's our story. And Jesus told them a story and he said, suppose you had 100 sheep and you lose one of them. Won't he leave the 99 in the open country? Won't he go and look for the one lost sheep until he finds it? When he finds it, he will joyfully put it on his shoulders and go home. Then he will call his friends and his neighbors together, and he will say, "Be joyful with me. I have found my lost sheep." Name of our book we're reading today is called Jimmy's Lost Bug. It's a retelling of the parable of the lost sheep, and it is written and illustrated by Simon Smith. Down at the bottom of a long forgotten garden, 4 mice were walking. Jimmy was taking his friends to look at his pets. His pets lived under the woodpile. Jimmy had 43 pets, and each one of them had a name. There was Brian and Jack and Kate, Jess, Sophie, Caleb, Zoe, and so many more. And then there was George and Emma and Sam and Lester. Jimmy took care of his pets. He gave them clean water every day. He fed them. He cleaned them up when they got dirty. He gave them lots of exercise. "Here are my pets," said Jimmy. "What are their names?" said Big Al. Jimmy told Big Al the names of his pets. There were Brian, Jack, Kate, Barry, Harry, Caroline, Tom, Jess, Sophie, Caleb, Zoe, Pam, Mitch, Mark, Sandra, Megan, Peter, Luke, Graham, Hannah, Susan, Gary, Penny, Rachel, Laura, Lauren, Grace, Rebecca, Joshua, Jacob, Joel, Tammy, Robbie, Daniel, Sarah, James, Jonathan, Max, Eloise, George, Emma, Sam, and... "Oh no," said Jimmy. "Lester's not here. He must be lost." "Don't worry," said Stumpy. "I'm sure you won't miss him much," said Big Al. "You've got lots of other pets left here to look after," said Bodge. "I have to find Lester," said Jimmy. "We'll help you," said Stumpy. And the mice set off to look for Lester. Stumpy looked under the shed. He looked behind the water barrel. He looked into all the clay pots. He searched through the weedy patch. He looked around the compost heap. He didn't find Lester, but he did find a big shiny seed. Big Al looked under the scruffy hedge. He looked behind the gate. He looked into the pond. He searched through the long grass. He looked around the brick pile. He didn't find Lester, but he did find an old metal spoon. Podge looked under the rusty spade. He looked behind the wooden fence. He looked into the old bucket. He searched through the pile of leaves. He looked all around the concrete gnome. He didn't find Lester, but he did find a long-lost toy soldier. The mice were very tired. They had been looking for Lester all afternoon. Stumpy, Big Al, and Bodge went home to sleep. But Jimmy went on searching for Lester. He looked all over the place. It was getting dark, but Jimmy kept on looking. He looked under the roots of the old tree. He looked behind a rock pile. He looked into the broken pipe. He searched through the leafy bushes. He looked around the toadstools and the ant hills. He even looked in the muddy puddles. Suddenly, Jimmy heard a noise. He lifted up an old watering can, and there was Lester! Jimmy picked Lester up and rushed home with him. Stumpy, Big Al, and Bodge were very excited to see them. Jimmy's pets were excited too. "You are very special, Lester," said Jimmy, "because you were lost. But now I've found you. It's good to have you home again." Okay, kids, that's our story for today. Next time we're going to have another parable, so make sure you tune in. And I miss you. I love you. Can't wait to be back in class with you. Bye-bye.